South C, South B, 111, 2, 3, West D, can't get me, nah, don't need, nah, banana baby, South C, South B, 111, 2, 3, OST, can't get me, nah, don't need, nah, banana baby, ain't no city like my city, oh no, 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 nah, Nairobi, can do it like we do it in a 254, nah, Nairobi, my hustler, nah, my damn super, Kangwade to Budu Budu, I love my city, oh yes I do, nah, 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 Nairobi.
Ain't no city like my city in the 254, Nairobi. Hey, Mayonde in the building. Hello. Thank you for coming on the show.
I'm so happy to be on your show. Wow.
How are you feeling?
Excited.
Yeah?
Excited. Okay. First because I'm like, wow, she's real. She's not this like make-believe angel. And I'm sure you are an angel.
Oh gosh.
Like, wow, she's a person.
That's how I feel about you. There's gonna be like some crazy fangirling going on right now. Okay, so that's one of my favorite songs. And if you are like proud to be a Nairobian, this has to be your anthem because Nairobi. So how did you come up with this song specifically?
Well, I had it in my head in the shower. I don't know why all good ideas come in the shower. And I was like, yeah, it would be cool to write a love letter to my city. Yeah, because for the longest time I thought, oh my gosh, if only I could get out of Nairobi, then I will be a star. And I had to appreciate where I'm at. Yeah. I had to appreciate where God placed me. And so this was my appreciation of
that. Yeah, I love that. And I love that you touch on the different parts of Nairobi. Kawangare, Buru Buru, oh yes. I mean, I could just, the whole show could just be me listening to her singing and singing along. But so how did your love for music start? And when did it start?
Well, I'm the typical, started in church singer as a kid. On like school holidays, I was in Nairobi Baptist Church, and there was like the youth ministry, or there was junior choir. So that's really where I started singing and performing.
And how old were you?
Oh my, I think junior choir was like 10.
Oh.
9, 10, yeah.
You know, it's funny that you talk about choir because I was listening to a Justin Timberlake interview and he was saying that's the best place to start because even if you sound whack, everyone's like, amen, praise God.
Especially when you're kids, no one can like hit on kids if they're singing off key.
Yeah, so was anyone else in your family musical?
Well, my dad was.
Okay.
And then before he went off to university, he really wanted to do music, but his dad was just like, no.
Okay, so when you wanted to do music, was he like, yes, my daughter, go forth and pursue my dream? Really?
He was not. He actually told me once that, yeah, I didn't really support your decision to be a musician.
Really?
Because he was really worried, like, the world of music in his time was people who are just into drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And
rock and roll.
Rock and roll,
it was just like, okay.
Exactly. So he was just like, whoa. And then how are you going to make a living? How are you going to sustain yourself? So he was not a Matthew Knowles.
Yeah. Come on. Chop, chop.
No.
Running on the treadmill. So you're 10 years old. You are singing at church. Mm-hmm. How did you sharpen that skill growing up? And at which point did it go from hobby to, I think this is what I want to do for my career? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I ended up going to a high school that was very art-centered, State House Girls.
Oh, nice.
And choir was big, drama was big, and like the most popular girls were like the singers.
Yeah. Oh, so they still are in like life.
In life.
Most popular girls are singers.
This is what I wanted to do, but actually, when it changed from a hobby to something I wanted to pursue was actually when I cleared high school. Okay. And I watched the Beyonce live experience on DVD.
Really?
It was like, yeah, I think it was like in 2006, and I was just like, life, you have shown me. what I am supposed to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty certain I watched like a couple of Destiny's Child. Was it Destiny's Child or Beyonce?
It was just Beyonce.
It was just Beyonce.
Live. That's when I was like, this is what I want to do with my life.
Okay.
I want to be Beyonce, which was very ill-informed, actually, if I think about it. Yeah.
But very inspired and coming from a good place.
Yeah.
So you leave high school. Is your first thing to then go into the music industry, or do you then pursue university or further education?
Yes. So during that break after high school, I was like, wow, I want to be a singer, I want to be a singer, I want to be a singer. And all the documentaries I'd watched of like the singers I admire, if it was Mariah or Whitney, all of them were like, I started in church and then I started singing backing vocals for people. So when I cleared high school, I was like, who will I sing backing vocals for? I started calling record labels.
I like how that voice in your head is always like, what do I do next? I am now a singer. Who do I sing?
Like
I love you. Yeah,
moment.
I love the voice.
Yes, the voice. So the voice was like, you need to be a backing vocalist. Okay. That's the first step. So I would just like ring like the back of Kenyan CDs and be like, oh, this is, call them and be like, do you need backing vocalists?
Oh,
yeah,
that's very proactive. So who did you first sing as a background vocalist to?
So Sarah Mitaro.
Yeah.
And it was her husband, then I think boyfriend at the time, who was producing at Kijiji, and he was running this hip-hop gospel group. And they needed backing vocalists for whenever the rappers would perform. So he's like, come audition, and if you do well, then you can sing backing vocals for these hip-hop artists. And Sarah was also like, oh, she's cool, let me sing. She's the first like female act that I sang for. And how did you move from there to the next thing? Because, and I ask this because usually there's like this many people who want to get into the music industry, and the door is this small. And it's like it lets one person in, waits like a month or two, lets another person in. So I'm trying to understand how you made it to Mayonde. As we know her, Mayonde. So how did you, what was the next step after that? Singing backing vocals. I was just like, I need to record my own music. I need to find my own voice. I didn't want to just keep singing other people's songs forever. So now that I was in this situation singing for hip-hop artists, and the guy who hired me is actually a producer. So I'm like, hey, I have this song. Do you think like you could record me? I did not have money for like a studio. My parents were not about that life to just like slap me with, I don't know, 30,000 shillings for a studio. So it was kind of like, okay, just do me this favor, please. And so I started recording with him.
And how long had you been backing vocalist for?
I think it was about maybe 6 months before we got to the place of, okay, cool, let me...
So you've got to do the groundwork first. And what's the first thing that you work on?
Oh my gosh. A song that probably no one will ever hear, because it was, you know, when you're making pancakes, so the first pancake is always like kind of strange. That was my first pancake.
And how long ago was all of this taking place?
Oh wow, I was like 19. 1980. Wow. That was a long, let's just say it was a long time ago, friends.
Okay, long time ago.
Yes.
And so what would you say in that beginning stage of your career was a turning point?
Wow. I think it's when I realized I did not want to be a gospel artist. That's where I started, but that's not who I wanted to be. And it was really, it was really when I was like, wow, I don't know if I can live according to this like strict rules. I don't know if this is me. I was just becoming like a young woman, and it just felt like, oh, to be a gospel artist, you have to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like there are all these rules. And that was a really big turning point for me, because there was so much freedom in just singing about whatever I wanted to. I couldn't sing about kissing boys and falling in love.
So what was the next step after that? When you decide that you want to change your genre, what did you do? What did Mayonde? And at that point, were you Mayonde?
No,
Because
it was Diana Nduba.
because that's her name, by the way, Diana. Because there's a lot of people who are like, Diana.
Yeah, so Mayonde is actually my middle name.
Okay.
I'm named after my Rwandan grandmother. But Diana Nduba was the name everyone knew me by. So actually dropping Diana Nduba was when I was like, yeah, this is the new person that I am. I am Mayonde. I had to leave that all behind. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it was just understanding that you're a person who evolves and grows and changes, and it's okay. You don't have to be one thing forever. Yeah.
So as Mayonde, what was your first point of focus? What did you decide, this is where I'm going to put all my energy on? Was it like rebranding? Was it new music? Change of scene?
It's actually quite silly now in hindsight. The way I said, oh, I am going to be Beyonce, it's almost like I had fashioned an idol for myself. And I was like, this is what success looks like. This is what happiness looks like. I have to be that. Yeah, and it wasn't until a bit later that that had to break completely to realize, no, I've been put on this planet to be my own person, not this woman. Whom I still love and adore. But yeah, that was really my goal in life, to be Beyonce. And then you realize, hey.
I'm still in that world where my vision for myself is Beyonce Knowles Carter. No, I'm kidding. But I can see why she was a great inspiration, but that it was also important for you to be Mayonde. So at this point, are you still doing backing vocals?
I did backing vocals at Coke Studio for 2 seasons, right? I really wanted to be called on as an artist, like, come as Mayonde, but they're like, hey, when they called me, I was like, yes, my dreams have all come true. And they're like, we want you to come as a backing singer. I was like, oh, that's humbling. But I saw the opportunity to learn, because I never got to go to music school. And there's no place you're really taught how to be a good performer. So I was like, let me just go and watch other artists who have established themselves, learn from them, learn from the band that I'll get to play with every day. So as much as I was Mayonde, I had to humble myself and be like...
At this time, had you released a song?
Yes, I had. I'd released Rise, Isukuti Love I released while I was in Coke Studio, because also you need money to make art, to make your content. So Coke Studio was one of the ways that I was able to make money to now start putting out my own content as Mayonde.
Isikuti Love is one of my favorite songs. When it came out, I was obsessed. I mean, first of all, looking for the socks, I was like, I just want to be... The girls, you have to watch the video. You have to watch the video. Isikuti Love. Okay, now I'm not gonna embarrass myself and pretend I'm gonna sing that. So with that song and with also Rise, for me, that was when I saw you as this artist who had defined her voice, and you weren't going into what generally it looks like it's this like hip hop R&B world, but you were just like, I am me and so comfortable in being me, and I'll just wear funny socks and dance goofy and go out into the wild. So how did you start to define your voice as a singer, and what would you define your genre of music as?
That was a time of such great freedom, because I was like, I'm just gonna make music. I'm gonna find a way to make the music that I want to make. I didn't even know what style or who I was. I really was just emulating people that I liked. So if there was India Ree or Jill Scott or Erykah Badu or Beyonce, or I was just trying to figure out who I was. And it was in that process that I was like, oh, this is what I'm able to do. But it was just a lot of experimenting. And I guess you just have to try. You just have to try different things.
To find your voice. So what's your genre of music, would you say?
That's an interesting question. I feel like that's a whole other show, because I see music in colors, not in genres. So I see music in 4 distinct colors: red, blue, purple, and gold.
Beautiful.
Yes. So I feel like I can make all 4. And before it felt like you have to say, I'm an R&B artist, I'm a hip-hop artist, I'm a...
neo soul or something.
But after Coke Studio, I really was, because we worked on so much music for a period of like 6 months. Every day you're making music. It made me start seeing music in color vibrations and frequencies.
Oh,
so that's a whole other episode.
That's an artist speaking right there. Anyway, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have Mayonde sing another beautiful piece, and then I'll go back into picking apart how she became who she is. We'll be back in a moment.
Something in the air today. There's something in the air today. Magic everywhere. There's magic everywhere. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah. I can feel it moving through my bones. Hey, move it through my soul. Make it last forever. Is in the rhythm, it's in the melody. I hear it over and over and over and over. Starlight illuminating the sky. It's taking over me. I feel it over and over and over and over. Of all of the things it could possibly be, it's passion, it's power, it's setting me free. Of all of the things I have felt in my life, can you feel it? Yeah, can you feel it? Oh, I can feel it moving through my bones. Yeah, moving through my soul. Make it last forever. Something's coming over me, yeah, something's coming over me, and it's not hard to see what it is. Come on, something's coming over me, yeah, something's coming over me. It's not hard to see what it is. Oh, love is coming over me, love is coming over me. Sweetest kind of disease. Make it last forever.
Ooh, that is Mayonde in all her glory, doing the thing that she was put on this earth to do, creating magic and music. Now, in the first part, I was understanding your career and how it started out. And now I want to understand, at which point did you leave Coke Studio? Because that's what you're telling us you were doing backing vocals there. And what was your next move at that point?
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. So I I do Coke Studio for 2 seasons, and then I'm like, now I am ready. The voice was just like, it is time for you to fly, butterfly, leave the cocoon. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I had like a couple of things lined up. There was like a tour in Europe that I was supposed to go to for 3 months with this artist called Van Velzen.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I have that. There's another thing that I can't talk about because it was just too heartbreaking.
Okay.
But I pretty much had like things lined up for me after Coke Studio, and then when the year ended and the new year came in, and all of them fell through. Like nothing worked out the way it was supposed to. The tour was supposed to go on. At the time in my marriage, things were kind of weird. So we're like, you going away for 3 months is tricky. So just stay behind. So I'm seeing my friends going and like performing for like crowds of 16,000, and it was so hard. I was just like, what am I gonna do? And luckily, I somehow was like, I have this song, Nairobi. I really want to make it. And there was this music director, he's called Martin, who I worked with him on a show, and I showed him the hook to the song of Nairobi, and he's like, I know someone who can really do this song justice, and he introduces me to him. So God just made another way, because now this EP that I've just released, Project Purple EP, was produced by the guy that guy introduced me to, and it was just because I did a show, Blankets and Wine, Mudhoni Drama Queen's establishment, and I needed a band, and this guy who was the music director in the band led me to the people who produced the EP that I just put out. So I was just like, one thing led to another.
So Nairobi is sincerely one of my favorite local songs ever. And I remember going back to all the other songs that you've done. Nairobi, Isikuti Love, Rise. And I just thought, this chick just produces hit after hit. How do you know when a song is good?
I guess it just has to resonate with you if it's something that feels sincere to you, and you hope that when you throw it out there, it makes someone happy, it gives someone joy. But I really hadn't experienced having a hit song in my whole career until Kama Kawaida. Everything was kind of like, oh, you're so cool, or you have nice songs, but I had not experienced having a hit song. And you're like, oh, this is what it's like. Wow, when people know the words to your song. Before it was just like, yeah, nice, or Nairobi. So it wasn't until much later. All those other songs I produced, yes, I had people who loved them and people who are like fans, but but like when you have a hit, it feels like wildfire. I'd never experienced that before. So probably 10 years into my career is when I had experienced having a hit.
So I like that you've expressed that as a wildfire. Did you do certain things to keep that fire going?
Actually, it's so weird. I had a breakdown immediately after my first hit songs. So it kind of like set me back, but this is now when I'm like, oh, okay, that needed to happen.
Do you mind sharing why the breakdown and if it was related to the hit?
It really was, because as I told you, my mission was to be Beyonce. This is what was the mission in life. So this is how I was moving after everything in my life. I have to do this. There was a formula. And I do this show at a stadium. It was for a rugby game, and I'm gonna sing the national anthem and then do like the halftime show. How much of a Beyonce moment did I need? And every single thing in that show failed, like worked against me. The sound was horrible. The sound in a stadium is so much more different, like the feedback. I only have a week to... Yes, we've given you this show, but you only have 1 week to prepare, and we only have a budget for 4 dancers. So they hype this thing. It's like one of the most attended rugby matches. People have come to see Mayonde's halftime show. And I even got a call from like an exec at Coke Studio who knew me, and he's like, everyone is waiting to watch this. This is no pressure, but you have to like...
live up to this great expectation.
Like, what? And like everything is just like horrible. I have to lip sync because the sound is off. Anyway, I just have this huge embarrassment of a show. And that's when I realized, oh wow, this whole situation was supposed to serve my need to be Beyonce for my various reasons.
Right.
But now that it broke down and I failed, that's when it was like a huge mirror to show, oh yeah, the thing that you're chasing after is not why you're here. Yeah. So it was kind of a breakdown. So I had all this momentum, Nairobi, Kawaida, I'm on radio, I'm going for interviews, I'm doing the thing, now I have this big show, and then it just fails, and I was so embarrassed.
So how did you get yourself out of that?
Oh my God, therapy, prayer, meditation, yoga, seeking, understanding who I am, understanding why I'm on this planet, understanding that I'm not here to like live up to an idol or that I have my own path, but that breakdown had to happen.
Right, for you to understand that. And often people don't see that is why I'm going through this moment right now of pain, of what feels like the worst suffering in the world, but really it's there to lead you into the direction that you are ultimately meant to be in. And for you, it was supposed to show you that Mayonde is Mayonde is Mayonde, not Beyonce.
And the thing is, I really wanted to be Beyonce because I figured that that's the thing that will make me worthy. That's the thing that will, when I'm rich and I'm famous and I'm beautiful and I'm gorgeous, but now to understand that you have the gift, whatever gift you have, to serve the world, not for the world to embrace you and love you and
Oh, okay. Feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Okay. Also, I thought it was bones. Oh. Feel it in my bones? No, it's not. It's toes. Okay. But my next question to you is Kama Kawaida. It was in collaboration with, if I'm not wrong, MTQ and Kagwe?
Yes.
Is it?
Fena.
And Fena. So how do you know who to collaborate with? Because that's a big part of the industry, I bet. And you're writing off each other's strengths too. Yeah. So how do you know when it's like, this is the one?
Person.
Yeah.
I think it's very organic. For me, I haven't like gone to seek people to be like, will you collaborate with me? I haven't done that yet. Okay. Especially because I think I had like the lowest self-esteem in the world. Yeah. So even to like walk up to someone and be like, please can I be on your song? So even when MDQ was like, hey, let's collaborate, let's be in this thing together, I was just like, she sees me secretly in my head.
That's one of those songs I was like, so I can't imagine myself being in a video, but I was like, dang, I really need to find a cool crew and make a video and just be like out there.
Yeah, so God made that happen because I can't see how in my own strength I would go looking for Kagwe or for Fena or for DQ because they were in my mind, they were so far ahead of me, and it was so hard to be in that squad because they are such rock stars, and me, I'm just here coming out of Coke Studio trying to be like my own solo thing. So I really did feel like the number last in class.
It's crazy that you're saying that because I see you absolutely 100% same level, same rock star status. And I'm not just saying that to like boost your ego or anything. Genuinely see you rock star status as everyone that you've just named there. So it's shocking to hear how your version of you is disconnected from my version of you and other people's version too.
Exactly.
Okay, so locally and internationally, if you could collaborate with anyone, and I know you've got like this amazing crew that you've just done the song with, who would that be?
Ooh, now that my worthiness is in check, now that I feel like I'm dope and I'm equal and I can do it, I'm like, ooh, universe, what are you bringing my way? Locally, one of the people I'd really like to collaborate with is Calligraph Jones. There's something that's in the works. It's taking time to materialize, but I got to spend time with him once, and just how he carries himself, his confidence, his demeanor, I'm like, can I just study this, whatever this is, because I'm just like coming into my confidence now. So I'm like, I want to be around Calligraph Jones. Locally. Nice. Internationally, I see Pharrell Williams, I see Timbaland, just their production quality. I'm just like, ooh, the kind of music I would make with Pharrell. Pharrell, I'm coming for you. Pharrell Williams.
You heard it here. Okay, we have to take another quick break, but we'll be back with the beautiful, bright, gold, purple, blue, red Mayonde. We'll be back in a moment. So, I'm joined by the Mayonde queen. And now I want to ask, because I've seen you performing and you just seem like you are like you know yourself, like you go onto stage and you just become this goddess and you've decided you're the queen. Do you ever get nervous?
I need you in my life to just like
no, and it's so crazy because you probably think I'm just saying it, but Mayonde, I'm like, for real, I love how you perform, I love your music. So, but do you feel nervous? Is there ever any sense of self-doubt?
155%. So I actually have to talk myself into performing. And I didn't do it for a very long time because of how scary and nerve-wracking it is. Yeah. But you see, it's because in the past, performing, I was supposed to prove to the audience how dope I am, how worthy I am. So I'm kind of trying to impress the audience. Yeah. But then now when I understood, it's not about how dope I am, it's not about how good I am, it's about the exchange of energy, it's about the exchange of love, the exchange of the moment, the present moment. It took the pressure off being perfect. So even the last show I did, which was the first show in a very long time, it was at the Alchemist, the Burrito Bar was launching, and I had to be like, okay, Diana, you've been called. This is your assignment, and you have to do this. And I had to allow myself to suck, like to actually not be amazing, because I hadn't sung for a while. I knew I'm going to be sharp, I'm going to be pitchy, I'm not going to... But my focus was on connecting with the audience and not being perfect.
Right.
It changed.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing. This was the first show I've ever done where I'm singing and the audience is singing back at me. The dream I wanted for people to sing along.
You know, it's funny because when she was rehearsing just now, like I was at the corner with one of my colleagues and we were like, we were like background. And I'm just like, of course people are going to sing back and they feed off your energy. But I'm wondering, with that kind of like adoration and the fact that you've even got like over 50,000 followers on Instagram, are you ever afraid that it'll get to your head? Although you seem very grounded. You seem, but are you ever like, I'd
really be shocked if it did, because it's almost like I came from the negative. So it feels like now I'm on neutral, right? Because I really struggled with I've struggled in my life with self-confidence or with loving myself and looking for that love outwardly, right? So for me, it was surprising when I'm singing and people are singing back at me. And one of my dreams was for people to ask for an encore, like when you're done, for people to be like, one more song. It had never happened to me. So even for this show that I'm like, Diana, just try your best. Just people are like, one more song. And I was not prepared. So this is when I'm experiencing what it feels like to get like love from an audience. So by the time it gets to my head, I'm like, how long will I have to have experienced this for it to get to my head? But I feel like my priorities are very different now. It's more about giving. So
I hear and I sense that from you. It's about serving, using your art to serve and feeding off that energy and the vibrations. I think even from your language, it's clear that you wouldn't let that get to your head. Now, you're married to an equally incredible, talented artist, that's Mbithi Masia. And what's it like being married to a fellow creative? If you don't know who first, maybe, why don't you do a quick intro? I won't introduce who he is, but what incredible things has he done?
Well, I'm married to Mbithi Masia. He's a film director, an advertisement director. He makes music. He was formerly in Just a Band.
And he directed the movie Kati Kati, which won several international awards.
Yeah.
It's like he's an incredible artist.
Hey,
so what? So what's it like? Like when you're in the house, are the two of you just like, let's create art? Yeah, magic, magic. Sprinkle dust of like awesomeness.
You know, we actually worked on my first album together, Magic in the Air, the one I released just after Cook Studio.
Yeah.
And it was hard working together because like opinions, and then like you're used to just being with this person as a friend, but now like, no, I have a different opinion than you. Why did you do it like that? Or so that was kind of hard making music together, but the end product was wonderful, and he helped me find my voice, I guess, because we were just experimenting in that album, in Magic in the Air. It was just trying new things, trying different influences, and he's so eclectic. He's such a muse for me, because even the kind of music he listens to, he's introduced me to so many kinds of music, so many kinds of artists. So it's fun. It's fun living with him.
You guys are so cute together. The video that you just put up on Instagram recently, dancing, you two are so cute. Couple goals.
We've been together for a while, but you see, we've been together through the chaos of our 20s. So we've had ups and downs. Please do not think we are perfect. Like, we've had our breakups and makeups, but
it's part of, like, that's the reality of relationships, isn't it? So any future plans? What should we be expecting next from Mayonde?
From Mayonde, well, right now, Project Purple EP is out. It's available on my Instagram, my social media, on MOOC Africa. It's available on Songa, on Boomplay, soon to be on international platforms. There's a campus tour that's coming up in October, November. So I'll be at a campus near you, my campus girls. It's for contraceptive called Femi Girl. And so I'm coming to talk about sex. Young ladies, I guess I can say that on your show.
You should. I mean, it's something that a lot of ladies have to think about, talk about, educate themselves about. Actually, another question to you. Do you ever get sensitive about people making comments on your craft? Because I know as artists, it's almost like you've birthed this baby, and that baby could be a song, a piece of art, whatever it is. How do you handle any kind of criticism that comes your way?
It really used to break me. It used to make me like shrink even and be like, oh no, I'm not good enough because this person said this and that. But now I'm in a mindset of growth where it's not about perfection, it's about improvement, it's about, you know, trying again and again. Whereas before I had such a negative relationship with failure, with criticism, because I felt like it was attacking my sense of self-worth. But now that I've worked on healing that, it's so much easier to like be like, oh no, you're wrong, whatever you're saying. You're just a hater, or, oh no, this is positive criticism. It's not an attack on the self.
To separate the two, to allow one to flourish and then the other part to learn. Because that's what this is about anyway. Oh, Mayonde. Thank you. This was so amazing. And I see you going so far and past whatever vision you had of yourself that was locked into Beyonce, so far. And your energy, your voice, your spirit, I mean, here's to like the stars and beyond.
And beyond. For us all, for everyone who's watching
exactly.
This,
that's true, and beyond. But also, there's one more song you're going to perform, isn't it?
Yes, I got some goodies for you.
Okay, so in that case, I think I'm going to shift into a different environment to end the song with Mayonde. And then I'm also going to give you a couple of events that are coming up this weekend, so that if you didn't have any plans, we got you. Okay, we got you. So now let's go listen to some good Mayonde music.
Feeling so fresh, so juicy. Only rock with the best, I'm choosy. I got the sauce, I'm choosy. In the ghetto at the same time, bougie. Ooh, we wanna take a photo, cause my style loco. Caught a good vibe, I can feel it to my soul. Robbing around the rope like a boss. I don't mean to brag, no, I don't mean to floss. Off course on the highway, listening to Cogway. Twinning with Steve, thank God that it's Friday, man. We so fly, it's our time. On the dance floor, do my latte wine, kama kawaida. Akile adu, whoop! Akile adu, kama kawaida. Akile adu, akile adu, kama kawaida. Akile adu, akile adu, kama kawaida. Akile adu, akile adu. Yo, kama kawaida. Niko na mistari na niko mawaida. If it comes to money, never leave with the pride. And if it say leave you next week, he's a fraud. East African girl, hella mean with the quad. Oh, one time then I leave with the squad. She says she got the size, I got the mail. The way I rock the city, Nairobi be like, ayo. We could chill in my car. You can listen to my new ish. Do you like it or not? Can you with my hit? Hey, wanna babaika? I feel it, I do. Oh, oh. The way I kill it, I do. And anything you want, yeah, I feel it. Kama kawaida. I kill it, I do. Woo! I kill it, I do. Kama kawaida. I kill it, I do. What? I kill it, I do. Kama kawaida. I kill it, I do. I kill it, I do. Kama kawaida. I kill it, I do. I kill it, I do. Oh, you have a really nice voice, Sharon.
Oh, not even close. But guys, you know who I haven't introduced? Seda. Hello, on the guitar. Love it. I love even that it's still playing, the outro. Which, fun fact, I went to school with Seda. Yeah, he was a couple years younger. But even then, you could tell he was a talented guitarist. And I love that you two are still going strong.
He's so talented.
Yeah.
I love playing with him.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. So, now, I just wanted to know, how do you come up with the lyrics? I realized I didn't ask this earlier. And how do you know what words come where? It sounds good.
It's like a flow. And that's how I know it's not my gift. It's from the divine, because it just flows. It's like breathing.
So where do you draw inspiration from?
I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music, and I guess just life, like feeling. I think one of the most beautiful things about being a human being is feeling things.
Right.
And the funniest thing is, if you allow yourself to feel pain, to feel joy, just to feel life without suppressing it or running away from it, then it's able to flow through you.
Oh, I love that, that you become a conduit.
Yes.
Which reminds me of something I even heard Jay-Z saying in one of his songs, that you've got to be the vessel. So you have to let yourself create it. So those people who are sitting at home sitting on your talents and saying like, I don't know about this, you're blocking what's supposed to be flowing through you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's not you, you're a vessel. Exactly. I love that you put it that way. Yeah.
And the last thing is, you're such a good performer. You dress the part. Like, did you see? She was like, come on, eat. Like, where do you draw inspiration for that from? Because I think that's part of it. Because you guys didn't see, but I was back there like,
So I think it's just having fun. If you're having fun, then other people will have fun. So I've had to learn how to just let go and have fun. And so it's not about like trying to be an amazing performer. I'm just like having fun. I'm being silly.
Right.
Yeah, just allowing yourself to be silly and be happy.
But that works because we like flow into that like sense of release and just like let the music carry you. I mean, I love it. Okay, so I think now we're gonna have to end the song. No, you keep going. You were doing so good. So I just keep going. We're gonna have to end the song, and I just want to share some of the events that are coming up this week. First up is the Food and Hotel Kenya Expo that will take place at Sarit Center from today, 10 a.m. to 23rd, that Sunday. And it'll involve participation from 15 countries and visitors from 12 African countries too. So if you're a foodie, you're gonna love this one. And then there's also the Nairobi Hospice Annual Charity, which is a charity walk for 10 kilometers on Ngong Road in support of cancer patients under care who are in need of funds. Meeting place is at Hillcrest Group of Schools tomorrow from 7 a.m. And then finally, there's the Chess Championship, which is specifically the Junior Chess Championship, which will take place at Village Market tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., having the under 18 teens being part of the competition too. And each game is scheduled for 30 minutes, but here's the best part. Entry is absolutely free. So there you go. There's something for the foodies, there's something for the kids, there's something for those who want to give back and serve this weekend. But now I'm going to say goodbye. I'm probably going to jam to one song and just pretend I'm a performer. Kama kawaida. Have a great weekend, guys. See you on Monday. Oh. Kama kawa. Woo. Hey.
Akile adu. Woo. Akile adu. Kama kawaida. Akile adu.
Hey.
Akile adu. Kama kawaida.
If I was like,
Akile adu. Ooh, just like.